Sometimes I try to make it look like I'm comfortable in the skin I wear, but these words cut deeper than a knife, and I gotta act like I don't care. But if it didn't happen, then I guess I wouldn't be here. I guess I wouldn't be here. Oh no, stop with all the bullshit. I'm done with all the fake.
Alrighty, hello, and welcome to today's stream. Good morning, folks. Good morning. Got a special day today. It's our first community takeover, so we'll be getting to that a little bit later. But first, we got a lot of news. I don't know if you guys have been following all the drops lately, but we got lots to talk about here. I kind of want to jump into the champion buffs first, to be honest. Of course, greetings to all of you. What's up, Warrior Prince? Always good to see you. Number one, or first person as always. Zara, how's it going? Welcome in. And Delquaz, what's up? Good to see you too. So we knew already that Harvest Jack was confirmed because they talked maybe like 2-3 months ago. I think they talked about it. They teased it, but I don't have him, so it doesn't affect me directly. But I think it's a good change. I only watched one person's video. I watched Nub's video on it, and I think he missed something quite important. I guess we'll kind of go one by one. Well, I'll go off memory because I'm not in the content creator chat, so I don't have the actual like screenshots unless I pull up one of their videos again. But well, I will preface this by saying that the downside that no one appreciates as much is that every time they buff a champion, they get more annoying as enemy wave combatants. So be very wary of Lugans and Harvest Jacks and your Doom Tower waves and Curse City. Just saying. They're HP based. And now Lugan's gonna hit harder than he was before, and HP based champions hit hard in waves because their HP is ridiculous. So just be ready. But yeah, so this one's it's still gonna be a triple hit. And it's still gonna place the fear, but it's a higher chance. I think it's like 35. And then it books to something higher, something like that, but pretty likely. And then it's a 100% chance to place the fear if you have no buffs left. So basically it's just more reliable, and it's very likely to place the fear, which is good though, as we'll come back to. This was thankfully simplified to just an AoE buff strip with decreased attack and block buffs. But I was shocked by this, but it's a 3-turn cooldown before booking, or 3-turn cooldown after booking, but it grants an extra turn, and I'm shocked by that. Like, if it was a 4-turn cooldown extra turn, I would get it, but a 3-turn cooldown extra turn AoE buff strip with decreased attack is kind of crazy. Are you putting general? Oh, sweet, appreciate it. I think I'm mostly correct. Let me double check the A1. Oh, it's 50% chance. Okay. Cool. But yeah, that's... I kind of hope it's a typo. But 4-turn cooldown books down to 3. AoE buff strip, decreased attack, block buffs, extra turn. Ugh, I don't know. It's good, like when you're using him, but like again, thinking about enemy waves, like he's gonna be cycling through this so much if he gets turns. So that's it's annoying. Obviously you could resist it and whatnot, but this is, to me, this is the biggest deal here on the A3. So it's 100% chance true fear, but it's 2 turns instead of 1 turn, so that's the part of the buff. It drops down to a 4-turn unbooked, so a 3-turn when booked. Then you get the decreased speed turn meter by 30% if you place the true fear, which, you know, more CC. And then if you don't place the fear, you get an unresistible sleep. 100% chance of placing an unresistible sleep if you don't place the True Fear. And then it can also do the turn meter drop thing, 30%. So, for me, this is the second champion in the game who has 100, or will be, who will have 100% chance to place an unresistible sleep, just like Sify on her A1. Which means that there will be 2 champions who can guarantee success in Sand Devil. That's a big deal. So, like, even if you only use him for that one thing, you put some speed gear on him, you put him at 271. That's all you need. He goes first. Doesn't matter what the cooldown is, he can be unbooked. You place the irresistible sleep, you debuff the Sand Devil, and you kill him with like your Newts and your Mariuses and whatnot, if you have that team behind it. That's a big deal, in my opinion. And I think the affinity is good, right? He's Spirit. I think it's... Is it Force? For stage 25? Yeah, perfect. Like, I'm a Sify abuser myself, but like that's only the second champion in the game, because everyone, you know, they talk about what is it, Chronicler Adolin, there's Cornelia, there's other people who can do it reliably, but there's still a 3% resist chance. But 100% unresistible. He can't place True Fear because the boss is immune, but on a whatever cooldown doesn't really matter. You just place that and you're good to go. Irresistible sleep. Again, that's in theory, but to me, when I'm reading, that's how that would work. So that would be the second champion who could do that. I think that's a massive, massive deal for anyone who has Harvest Jack. You can now do the Sify comp without a Sify. I think that's massive. Let's see. He's getting... No, the passive... What was the change there? Oh, okay. So it's a 50% to do this if you attack anyone on the team. So this becomes 50% if you attack anyone, but if you attack him, it's literally as it reads, it's 100% chance. So again, when you're going against him in wave content and you're attacking anyone else in the wave, you're going to be losing your buffs. Not just when you attack him. So just bear that in mind. Don't be surprised all of a sudden if you start losing whatever your auto teams are. It kind of depends. If you're running like a Seer team, Poison Explosion, it's not going to matter. But yeah. And then he's immune to fear. Aura's accuracy. So immune to fear is just kind of a nice bonus. I think Nubs made a good point where like he cannot be controlled or counter controlled by the wand, which is kind of nice. That's a really rare that like you're immune to the debuff that you put out there. So that'll be interesting. You don't have him, RuPaul? No, me neither, man. Me neither. Lucan can be good depending on the new multipliers. I don't think he's going to be good because he's HP based and he has like single hit abilities. Any HP based nuker needs at least 2 hits to actually do damage. That's just kind of the trend. So I'm not banking on that, but you never know. But also, I think Harvest Jack is going to be a really solid like budget Chimera champion. You get, again, buff strip, block buffs, decrease attack, which is great across all forms. You can steal buffs on the A1 in case there happen to be any out there. And then you have either you can just spam your A1 on the Ram form and place a fear every single time because he doesn't buff up. Or you can, on a 3-turn cooldown once it's changed, you can place a True Fear for 2 turns, which just means every 3 turns your DPS won't murder themselves. So I don't know if he's going to be like super meta compared to like a Lydia in terms of Chimera, but like it's an option for flexibility to kind of throw him in there. It's very rare to have fear on 2 separate abilities. So we'll see. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the potential Sand Devil shenanigans if people pull their Harvest Jacks out of the vault. And plus, you know, if you wanted to pull off one of those teams, you're way better, or you're more likely to get a Harvest Jack than you are to get a Sify, just numerically speaking. So I think that's a good change. And then Lugan, who I also don't have. I'm personally less excited about. I think no matter what they change in the multipliers, to me, he's just not going to do, you know, he's not going to become some PvP phenom, right? So he's going to heal a little bit more effectively. Like this is ignoring some defense when he counterattacks. 50% chance, or 50-50 for a stun, which is nice, especially given that he's going to be counterattacking a lot. I think this is like Faction Wars. In my mind, this has Faction Wars written all over him. Like, damage is kind of a bonus, but the main thing you do is just he's a CC champion and a protector, and I think that's a fine niche. But again, he's gonna be a lot more annoying in waves because he does exist in waves. Let's see. The A2, oh gosh, they finally, they brought him to this century. Increased defense on himself and then ally protection on everybody else. It's like, ugh, you know, useless. So AoE increased defense, AoE ally protection, AoE shield. Perfect. 3-turn cooldown. Like, that's what it should have been. But this guy's been in the game since like the inception, so he just needed a modern touch, and that's exactly what's needed. And this ability has always been decent. I would even venture to say it's been underrated, just because block actives is it's not the strongest form of CC, but it is a form of CC. But they've been going around lately and fixing a lot of these champions where they have a 4-turn cooldown, 3-turn block actives, and making it a 3-turn cooldown, 2-turn block actives, which is really good. So this is going to it is the polymorph proof buff strip, so it decreases duration of buffs by 2 turns instead of removing them. So both champions actually after buffing will be able to remove buffs, but you get rid of whatever they had for 2 turns or reduce it by 2 turns. You play AoE block actives, super solid. He ignores some defense if he's under a shield. That may or may not happen depending upon the speeds. And again, I don't see him as a nuker, but we'll see. And then the passive, which he doesn't have, but he will have. If you attack anyone under a shield, including himself, he will counterattack, which means he once again can heal and has a chance to stun you, 50-50. And then something about increasing his damage, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what the multipliers are. We'll see that. I'm not too hooked on the damage aspect just yet. We'll see. Does counterattack will help in the Faction War stage? Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, if they have the counterattack kill thing. Yeah, I think that's one of the ones I didn't do. Wait. Maybe that's further ahead than I'm at. I don't know if I have that one. Is there really? There's no counterattack here, huh? Or no. Is it counterattack, ally attack, or just because you could use Ronda, right? How long do we have before it opens? Oh, it's today. I could look at that. Yeah, I'm nowhere in that one. If I remember correctly, that trial, I think it's get kills with a counterattack or an ally attack. In my mind, I would just use Ronda, but I could be wrong. What's up, Ryan? How's it going, man? But yeah, I would say like double A+ buffs. I'd rejoice if you have either of those champions. That's what you want to see from champion buffs. A lot of them, not a lot of them recently, but just in general, a lot of them can be relatively underwhelming. But I think this was a good job. All right, that was topic 1. Topic 2 is of course the what's next in raid, which I couldn't believe that it's actually been like a year since the last one, which is kind of crazy. Already using Lugan in Factor's Heart, so you're excited for the... Hey, there you go. Yep. If I had him, I would be using him, for sure. Because block actives, like, it's enough in a lot of cases for CC. Just like Kraw's wall breaker for me in Ogre and Tribes, I use him the fusion because block actives is better than nothing. I'm doing good, Ray, as always. We're chilling. Oh, actually, I'll just throw it out there because we got some folks here who might not have tuned in, but we did a was it Thursday night? Wednesday night? I forget when. But I threw out a bonus stream because I couldn't wait until Saturday and I knew I was close. So, where is it? We did the Super Lashun challenge. We got it done. All 4 bosses alive, hard mode. We got it done. It's a very, very, very end game and intensive challenge, but I'm happy that I was able to pull it off. It was not easy, and I don't think most people can actually do it. Unfortunately, I think it's extremely tough, but I did manage to pull that off. So now I get to flex on people, and I look even less free to play than usual. But yeah, if you want to watch that VOD back, it's on YouTube there. But if you just want to look at the team for a quick, where is he? Oh, a quick summary. This is the team. They're not in the same gear anymore. But my instinct was to go Packmaster Shayak and Crocad so that Crocad's A1, he's immune to reflect damage, so he can just spam the A1 and not die, right? And then he does double damage if he's counterattacking. And so every time Packmaster attacks, you attack and you don't die. Every time they attack us and they have tons of AoEs, we counterattack and we do more damage. So that was the DPS. Elva was literally just the entangle bait. So she's the fastest champion, and she would I just keep her alive / revive her enough so that she just eats that, and she's basically taken out of the fight. Galathair was the ultimate support healer reviver for the squad. Definitely impossible without him. And then Harima came in there. Her one job was to be alive on the team, and she wasn't damage. She was just use her passive. That's it. So, like, obviously she can do a little bit of damage, but she was just counteracting this lady because her passive makes everyone do true damage, i.e. they ignore 100% defense. So Harima existing on the team means that they all did 50% ignore instead of 100%. So we could actually tank hits. And literally just slow and steady, full manual, just spamming Crocad's A1s. And then eventually the boss died, or the mini bosses died, and then after that it's kind of a cakewalk. But yeah, team is Galathair. I know, it's like, would it have been possible with like a Pythion, who I guess he's not in this draft, maybe, or like a Hilvi, maybe change the speeds around, kind of work with that. It could have been possible, but I think you need AoE revive for sure. But even then, I had to run Galathair, and I had to change his build completely into Relentless to make that work. So again, it's not just I put Galathair on the team and we beat it. It's like it wasn't that simple. I had to re-gear like 4 of the champions to make it work. And by re-gear, like I changed the builds, I changed the relics, all that stuff just to make it work, and it still took a handful of tries to get it done. So not easy. But anyways, what's next in raid? So we'll save the juiciest one for last, but we got the Coalition event, which is super fun. I think it's about time that we've had like a world boss. I don't know why it took them 7 years to come up with this concept. Like they've been like dancing around it, but haven't actually done it. And so I think it's kind of nice that world boss just makes sense, brings the community together through a common goal, and they're being smart about it by repurposing assets. So it's cheaper to reskin the Demon Lord than it is to come up with a brand new boss and try to do something with that. So I think that's a smart idea. We'll see exactly how it works soon. I think this patch goes live next week or something. And then there's Friendly Live Arena, which I think is interesting. I know a lot of people have been clamoring for it. I am somewhat indifferent as a non-like PvP focused person. So for the people that want it, awesome. There you go. There's your change. And I think a lot more people need to have that attitude when it comes to changes. And I feel like it's a little bit lacking. That's my personal take, though. Scuba, how's it going, man? But, of course, the biggest and juiciest prospect of what's next is the Fusion Exchange, as I'm calling it. How do you guys feel about that system? I have my own thoughts, but I'm very curious of the general community sentiment. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, the short version is that every traditional and hybrid style fusion will give you 1 token, and 1 token can get you a lower level chance to get an old fusion, or it could be 2, it could be 3, depending upon the quality of the champion. Subjective quality, I guess, based on plarium. I don't know exactly how that works. I wonder if it's like if they have player input on that. That'd be kind of interesting how they grade things. But it's something that people have been asking for a long time about how do we get old fusions? How do we get old fusions? How do we get old fusions? You think it's a great system? Cool. Only ever heard Ash clamoring for friendly battles? No, he's not the only one. Lots of people. I mean, but it's sort of an echo chamber though, of the major CCs who care about live arena are the ones who have been clamoring for friendly live arena battles, because the people want to host tournaments and stuff like that, and just be able to challenge their friends and test out, you know, oh, is this build really annoying, or maybe figure out how is the best way to draft my team, you know, or just go against that guy in the clan with the goated champions and see if can I actually beat him, you know. People have been wanting that for a while. But again, echo chamber of the people who care about PvP. You love the system? Think it's great? Cool. You love the system? Okay. Grateful. See, lots of positivity. I'm not negative, but I'm a little bummed. I like, for the sake of the community, I like that it's a permanent solution and not like a once-off thing. I thought it was just going to be a once-off thing. Like, instead of having the March fusion, I thought it was going to be pick an old fusion and you get to refuse it, which would have been cool. So I'm happy on behalf of you guys that are happy. But as a person who does every fusion and wants the new champion, this system is useless for me. Because in no world would I want to trade the current fusion for an old fusion. But that's a ridiculous bias if I've been playing this game for 5 years, over 5 years, and I have all the good ones that you guys probably want. Like, I literally looked back on the websites just to see like who I'm missing and who I haven't pulled yet, and it's a very short list of like 8 champions, and they're all kind of meh. It's like, for me, it's like Pixneal,